This use case is about doing Windows integrated or not. There are several places where you can decide that, and one of them is at the IDP, of course. Well, depending on location, you may want to do Windows integrated or forms authentication. Deciding what the location of somebody is notoriously hard and sometimes not enough. The classical solution from Microsoft was the ADFS proxy with split DNS. Now, you may not like split DNS, and sometimes it just doesn't make the right decision. Split DNS means that depending on your location, you will get a different IP address, one that leads you to the proxy, which is forms authentication, and the other one to the real ADFS server, which will be Windows integrated. If you're going to do this yourself, then your solution principle is either check the IP address and do something, or run some client-side script and let the client decide on what to do. And there you can add, of course, the WAuth parameter when you start redirecting. So, if you do it on the server or anywhere else, you could say, is intranet, and return yes if you're in the 10 address, or if you can decide from the request address that's from a reverse proxy or not. The simplest and cleanest solution is, of course, if you do it on the application. But that really only works if you have an intranet-only application, because then you say Windows integrated, period. If you do it at the ADFS2 server, it's a little bit harder. You could hook into the begin request event and there add the proper parameter. For WS Federation, that's trivial. For SAML, it's a little bit harder. Or you might configure your ADFS server in such a way that you end up in the form sign-in page and there start doing some redirecting yourself. But that's tricky too, but it can be done. So here we are at our application. Let's go there. And let's say that we want to do Windows integrated, because this intranet only application can do it. Okay. This is the yellow machine, which is part of the green domain. So we could do Windows integrated and we could also do it without being visible, but I did not add anybody to save sites. So if I do redirect, I will get a home name choice, continue locally, and there we are. That's a prompt of Windows integrated. A log on, and there we are. Authentication method, here we are, Windows. Here's the authentication method. Okay, let's take a look at this fiddler trace, because it's an interesting trace. This is just get our first page. This is hit the road with Windows integrated. Well, let's show the parameter, should be somewhere here at the end. WAuth URN Windows. But then it becomes happy because this is the realm choice. So here we post the realm choice, and as a result of the realm choice, we'll get a 302 to the integrated directory. And there we get a response 401, must authenticate. Can do negotiate. Because I have configured Kerberos properly, it will actually go and do Kerberos, WAP, there we go, just one plain answer, no ping pongs. Of course, it sets a bunch of cookies with its self-submitting post here at the end, and it goes all the way. So, this was an example of how an application could specify its authentication method, intranet only. Let's do Windows integrated.